Well, hey there, everyone. I'm Pastor Cullen, joining you again for another of our weekly spiritual practices. And this week, for our spiritual discipline, we're going to be practicing journaling. And I know some people already journal or have a diary or something like that for different reasons. A lot of people journal and do a lot of different things with journaling. But what we're specifically going to do is spiritual journaling. So we're going to have time where we intentionally reflect on the day, we're going to reflect on scripture, and we're going to journal thoughts, feelings, prayers, things we feel we hear from the Lord, things that we're confessing, things we feel the Lord working on, all of those things, fears, concerns. We're going to journal them all. And this does a few things. Number one, it forces us to reflect on how we were that day. So often progress doesn't happen because, or maybe you don't see it rather, because you don't know where you've been and because you haven't reflected on where you've been. So as we reflect, we're going to reflect and journal so that we can look back and go, okay, here's what God is doing and has done in my life over X amount of time. The other thing that journaling does in forcing us to reflect is it allows us the ability to look back and have further enrichment and invigorated faith because we can see we're tracking what God has done and is doing in our life. And so often I think we look at the molecule. We look at what is right before us, or man, I've had a bad day, or man, I've had a bad week. But we forget what God has done over the months or over the years. God is working in us all the time. But if we just look at this most immediate piece, we're going to miss the pattern of what God is doing. And so I hope you join me this week. Make sure you buy or get a piece of paper or something that you can journal on. We're going to be in Psalm 30 this week, and it should be a really enjoyable, enriching practice for us to journal what God is doing in our lives together. So I'll see you first thing in the morning.